Welcome to my channel, and I hope everyone is staying safe out there. When you think about children, you think about them being a blessing unto our lives, and it is taught that the children are our future, and we are supposed to protect the children and love the children with all our heart. When I heard this news, I was sickened by this information and I found it to be disturbing. I will be playing a clip and we're going to listen, and then I'm going to give my opinion.
It's described as the largest statewide anti-human trafficking operations in Ohio's history. State and federal officials joined forces to help rescue more than 100 survivors.
Turn around now!
It's called Operation Autumn Hope, and this is footage of one of the raids in Ohio, where authorities took down 177 people involved in human trafficking, including 14 individuals arrested in Mahoning County last week.
Let's give the police officers a round of applause for the biggest raid in children human sex trafficking, in which 45 children were rescued in Georgia. Let's give credit when credit is due. This is what I like to hear: police officers catching real criminals and saving lives, which is very heroic. And I heard about the number of children that was found during this raid. I thought that number was very alarming. 45, that is a lot. Don't you think so? I thank God these children were found, and I found it very disturbing that there are human adults that get satisfaction on having sexual relations with children. I said, these people are sick. You telling me out of all the people in the world, you can't find nobody your own age to have sexual relations with? Child sex trafficking is an illegal criminal business that generates $150 billion a year. Are you freaking kidding me? How is this even possible that these people are allowing to get away with this? It's very disturbing and sick, and we need to get more people like this off the street, and we need more children to be saved. There are nearly 4 million children that are forced into sex trafficking, and 88% come from foster homes are known to be runaways.
109 survivors were rescued during the month of October. Green's agency, along with nearly 60 others, joined forces for Operation Autumn Hope. U.S. Marshals were able to close 84 missing child cases, where 45 children were rescued. 4 more returned home. 16 others were located.
There's estimates that around 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 of endangered runaways, which makes up the largest portion of these missing child cases, are being trafficked. Those are astounding numbers that we must collectively combat. We must recover these children.
During a news conference today in Columbus, law enforcement agencies and social service agencies joined Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost to announce the success of the operation. Columbus made 80 arrests, and in Franklin County, 8 men who traveled to central Ohio with the intent to have sex with children were arrested.
I also blame the foster care system as well, because they have a broken system. I feel like the child welfare services be taking the wrong children out of the home and placing them in foster care. And I feel like the children that are being abused, they leave in the home and they don't take them out of the house, and they wind up on the news as dead. So I think the child services have to work on that system. In my opinion, I don't think every child is a runaway. Some children do get snatched off the street, and I feel like when a person comes to report a missing person, I think the 24-hour rule of filing a missing person report should be thrown out, because one thing I hate the most is when somebody comes to the police and file a missing person report, they tell you to wait 24 hours. And I do not agree with that system. Why? Because if somebody child that could be missing today and you wait 24 hours, you have a lesser chance of finding that child alive. And I feel like if someone comes to them and file a report, they should be able to take report then. And at that moment, you could put an APB out for the missing child. You rather take precaution now to save a child's life than wait later. And if they're not missing, what do you lose? So, what do you lose if the child is found? Nothing. But we want to save children's lives today and not yesterday. Parents, we need to have more conversations with our children so they could be alert when they're walking in the street and they could be safe. Here are some safety tips that you could talk to your children about. One is tell them to stay alert and always watch their surroundings when they're walking in the street. Two, if there's a crowd, do not walk into a crowd. Always cross the street so you can avoid problems and issues. Three, if you see suspicious of a car, do not walk close to it, no matter if it's a beaten down car or a luxury car. If you think something is wrong, do not go near that car. 4, be careful of strangers luring you with gifts such as candy or animals, because we don't know who they are. We don't know if that is actually true or not. And 5, if you don't know this person and they are bothering you, scream as loud as you can and tell them to get away from you as loud as you can so you can bring attention to the situation and try to get help from someone, such as a store owner, where there will be cameras inside the store, and that's where you could be safe. You could call your parents or you could call the police there. And 6, do not give out personal information to a stranger if you don't know them. When it comes to predators dealing with the human sex trafficking, I feel like the community have a right to know who these people are so we could protect our children. And some people in the comments were saying, why is the news people protecting the people's faces and we want to see who they are? In my opinion, I believe they blurred their faces out because this was a stingray and they want to get more of the bad guys in this connection. This is why they probably blur their face out. And we need more people like this off the streets so our children can be more safer. And I pray to God there are no parents selling their children into human sex trafficking. As a whole, we need to do better on protecting the children of our future so they can have a future.
That the next door you knock on could be that of an officer ready to arrest you.
And if you know anything about the whereabouts of this young lady, the numbers are down below and you could call. We want to protect as much of our children as we can. Thank you for watching.